Hey, what's up, everybody? It's me, Philip. And so I wanted to discuss this session on leadership. It's called Leading from the Heart, being the unofficial mayor of Mason. And so this is part of my Toastmasters path on understanding your leadership style. And so hopefully this session or speech will be inspiring to you as someone that is growing in leadership. So when I was growing up, I thought of these three visions of leaders. So on the right, I believe, is my grandfather. His name is Charles James. And so he was a Black doctor in the segregated South, went to McHarry Medical School, graduated in 1956, served the Black community of Charlotte, North Carolina, charismatic, a member of Kappa Alpha Psi, just all around awesome guy. Father of 7 kids, one being my mother. And so when I thought of leadership, I thought you had to be a doctor, you had to be someone of status, someone smart, intelligent like him. Now, if you look to the left, you'll see the picture of my father, that guy right there with the high top. That's me pinning my dad, and that is retired Colonel Philip Linwood Wilkerson Jr. And so when I was growing up, I thought that a leader had to be a military man that commanded a room, did things that was astounding. And so seeing him shaped my image that way, that you had to be a leader in that space. And so growing up, I thought, well, I'm not a doctor, I'm not good at medicine. I'm not a guy that's in the military. I cannot be a leader. And those things, really stuck to me. That insecurity about not living up to the ancestors before me and that potential. But as I navigated the world, got my master's in counseling, started my career in higher education, I realized that leadership takes many different forms. And so, during Toastmasters Pathways, there is a project called Understanding Your Leadership Style. And through this, you're able to see the different types of leadership styles. There's bureaucratic, as you see, elected by the people. There's authoritative, which is a military man, do as I say. There's innovative thought leadership. There's pace setting, the opportunity to kind of like project management, other people delegating work. There's democratic, which is, you're the man of the people. There's altruistic, servant leadership, as they call it, coaching, and affiliative. And so all these different leadership styles show that there's not one modality to leadership. Leadership takes many different forms and can show up many different ways. And understanding that, there was aspects of my father, aspects of my grandfather that touched a little bit about each of these. And so when I took the assessment through Toastmasters, it was a quick form in the pathways. It showed that the ones that lead to me is affiliative and coaching, which means I focus on emotional needs and building harmony, community building. It's always been important to me. Always trying to bring people together, create spaces of belonging. And then coaches. I've worked in career services, and I get so motivated when I get to see others reach their full potential, particularly in mentorship. And so those things really stood out to me as well. As I navigated, if I think about those two leadership styles, I am indeed a leader. So how does that bring me to being the mayor of Mason? Well, okay, think about this, sorry. And then additionally, one of the things I've learned in addition to leadership styles is the strengths based. And so I could take aspects of my father. And so rather thinking, what's wrong with me? Why can't I be like my dad? I thought about what's right with me? What things do I have? What gifts do I have? So the strengths helped. And strengths is by Clifton Strengths. You all have the ability to take the Clifton Strengths if you're affiliated with Mason. And so I would encourage you to do so. You get some themes and some suggestions. And this is how you do it. Gallup Strength focuses on those patterns, taking talents to strengths. And so there's 34 themes. And so now I know that I have a coaching or leadership style modality, but I also have strengths. And in strengths, what we think about that when we think about strengths is a talent times investment becomes a strength. So things I'm naturally good at, meeting people, being outgoing. I invested time in practicing that. Public speaking, communication. I invested time by going to Toastmasters, eventually became a strength. And so my top 5 strengths are woo and communication, empathy and developer, and positivity. And so there's the instructions on how you can take the strengths yourself. But understanding that, now I know what kind of leader I am and what fits my leadership style. So I made this roll up, the unofficial mayor of Mason. It means I try to serve the Mason community, which has over 40,000 students. I make sure that I'm publicly sharing, representing Mason in a positive light. When people think of Mason and I show what it's about, they have a positive understanding of the university because of how positive I am. I think that one of my biggest roles as the unofficial mayor of Mason is mentoring students and young professionals and really helping promote other people and advocating for the university committee. So I made this job up, and it's a way for me to dive into my strengths and my leadership style. And so what I'll ask is, if you're watching this, that you consider voting for me. Here's some quotes. I'm involved in everything. I genuinely care. But understanding my journey to being a leader has gone a long way from what I thought it was to be a leader with my father to what it is now. So I thank you so much. I hope that in conclusion, you understand that leadership is about being a resource, not about titles. I hope that you know that everyone has the opportunity to leadership, that I don't have to be my father or my grandfather to be a leader, and to lean into your skills and your style, and you can be a great leader. You do not need to be perfect to lead. So if you have any questions, thank you so much and take care.